First at 5. From the University of Florida, covering Gainesville, Ocala, and the University of Florida, this is WUFT News, First at 5.
A tornado watch has been issued for all of north central Florida. Good evening, I'm Lauren Letellier.
And I'm Cameron Deegan. We now turn to the WRUF Weather Center where forecaster Shawnee Morris has the latest developments. Shawnee?
Yes, thank you. We are going to be watching this warm front as it continues to lift northward. It is sparking some potentially severe storms, especially in Union and Baker County. We're watching this. It's starting to bow out, and when that happens, that normally means that it's associated with some stronger winds. So if you're in this area in Union and Baker County, you should probably go ahead and tether down any loose items in your yard. This storm system, if we bring that back up, well, I guess we aren't going to bring it back up. We are going to see it continue to move toward the northeast at 40 miles per hour or so. East-northeast, I suppose. Glen St. Mary, you're in the line of this storm at 5:01 p.m. Steckert at 5:04 p.m. McClenny, 5:05 p.m. Bessett, 5:05 also, and 5:06 in Helleborn. So we are going to continue to watch that system as well, but we are going to move down over into Gilchrist and Levy counties as this continues to push northeastward. Oh, and let's go back to you, and we'll get back to the weather in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Shawnee. A woman was attacked in her Gainesville apartment complex over the weekend.
The woman was able to escape her attacker, but he is still on the loose. WUFT's Alex DeArmas is live in the newsroom with the details. Alex?
That's right, Lauren. Detectives were on the scene today, and residents of the apartment complex tell me they're surprised this would happen there.
It's very quiet, and I would say it's fairly safe.
Dylan Richards lives at the Enclave in southwest Gainesville. He was surprised to hear that a woman was attacked here early Saturday morning.
I wouldn't really expect it to happen here.
Tobias says the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information can call detectives at 352-393-7660. You can also leave an anonymous tip by texting GPDFL plus your tip to 274-637. Live in the newsroom, Alex DeArmas, WUFT News.
Tuesday marks the one-year anniversary of the death of 17-year-old Sanford teen Trayvon Martin, fatally shot by neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman. We're now joined by WUFT's Mark Whiteman with more on how similar neighborhood watch groups have been impacted by the case since then.
Well, Cameron, as you mentioned, it has been a year since Martin was killed. Last Friday, a state task force ruled the Stand Your Ground law, which Zimmerman has used as his primary defense, should not be overturned. Those standards for neighborhood watch groups should be more closely monitored. As the community reflects on his death, Martin's tale still stands as a cautionary one we can all learn from.
I want them to feel safe, and right now they're on edge.
Steve Garahan saw his fair share of illegal activity during 25 years in law enforcement. Retired now as an officer, a broad daylight burglary in his mostly retired Gulf community of Meadowbrook prompted Garahan to establish a neighborhood watch. Now, Kerry Gallup did add that in the past year, local neighborhood watches have spiked tremendously, but doesn't believe that directly correlates to the Trayvon Martin shooting. The Community Speak Out, hosted by the Students for a Democratic Society, will take place tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. in Bo Diddley Plaza. Mark Whiteman, WUFT News.
The clock counting down to sequestration is ticking as we near the Friday deadline. The sequestration is a collection of budget cuts totaling $85 billion, which will automatically go into effect unless Congress moves to stop it. Today, the White House released a state-by-state breakdown of how far and wide the budget cut pain of the sequester could be felt. For Florida, the White House lists cuts of $85 million in education spending and more than $150 million in military spending.
The GED will see major changes nationally in 2014, and area educators are preparing for the overhaul. WUFT's Joe Lankos has more on the story.
General Education Development Certificate, or GED, could encounter new challenges when the new version of the test starts getting administered on January 1st, 2014.
The GED testing service says around 700,000 people take the exam every year in the United States. Gainesville is known as a cycling town, attracting cyclists pro and amateur to the area.
Pretty much everyone can ride a bike. We'll tell you about one inspiring biker who made a stop in Gainesville to spread a message of hope among fellow cyclists.
And glitz, glam, and the red carpet. Our very own Ricky Albritton will be here to give us her review of last night's Academy Awards.
And the Gators men's basketball team finally got the revenge this weekend against SEC foe, the Arkansas Razorbacks. That story and others coming up in sports. Stay with us. Gainesville is home to plenty of cycling enthusiasts, but someone new came through town this weekend, raising awareness and bringing hope to others. WUFT's Emily Burris tells us the story of how one man turned tragedy into an inspiring journey.
For a long time, I told myself the lie that guys in wheelchairs can't do stuff like this.
Rich Dixon never thought he'd become a cyclist.
Our entertainment anchor, Ricky Albritton, joins us now.
Hey, girls.
Ricky, with the Oscars last night and with a Grammy Award-winning artist in Gainesville tonight, we have a lot to cover.
Yes, we do. Lauren, let's get to it. It was an entertainment-packed weekend after last night's Oscars. Argo took home the biggest award of all, the Academy Award for Best Picture. It was 15 years ago when Ben Affleck won his first Oscar. Last night, in his emotional acceptance speech, he said he never thought he would be back. Good for Ben. Other Oscars of the night went to Daniel Day-Lewis for Best Actor in Lincoln. Best Supporting Actor went to Christoph Waltz for his role in Django Unchained. Jennifer Lawrence won Best Actress for her lead in Silver Linings Playbook. And Anne Hathaway had been a favorite all season for Best Supporting Actress, so it was no surprise when she took home that award. And what good would a wrap-up be of the Oscars without mentioning celebrity gossip? People today are talking about Jennifer Lawrence taking a tumble as she went to accept her Oscar. And Anne Hathaway's pink Prada gown, she's beautiful. And while Jennifer Aniston did look dashing in her red Valentino gown today, rumor has it she might be pregnant. She would be a great mom. I hope so. And for your local entertainment, rapper Kendrick Lamar will perform at the O'Connell Center tonight. Joining him will be Grammy Award winner and R&B singer Melanie Fiona. Today we went around campus to see who's excited.
I haven't been to a concert in a really long time, so just the overall concert atmosphere, like the lights and just the music and just everything about it. I'm just really excited.
I can't even remember the last time I went to one, so the fact that it's Kendrick just kind of adds even more boost to it.
I want to go to Kendrick Lamar concert because he's actually one of my favorite artists out right now. I just like his music so much because I feel like he speaks to all kinds of people.
The event is hosted by student government as a part of UF's Black History Month celebrations. The show starts at 7:30 tonight.
Great segment, Ricky. Thank you so much. Let's go straight to Shawnee Morris in our WRUF studios to get a check on the severe weather. Shawnee?
Thank you. We are watching that cell that I talked about earlier in Baker and Union County. It is starting to form a bow echo, which is indicative of wind damage there. So if you are in those areas, continue to hunker down, as well as we're watching this cell that's moving into Alachua County currently. We are going to have more on that with Don Bartolomucci after the break. He is going to be showing us where this cell is going, as well as what we're going to expect tomorrow morning. Welcome back. We are tracking those storms for you in Baker and Union County across all of north central Florida as well. I'm UF forecaster Shawnee Morris, followed by Don Bartolomucci in just a few minutes. We're watching this cell currently in Baker and Union County starting to bow out, which normally means that there will be some wind damage associated with this cell. Otherwise, we are watching another line of storms moving into Alachua County currently. We are going to continue monitoring that for any severe weather possible. All of this is because we are under a tornado watch associated with a warm front. Let's go ahead and take a look at what a tornado watch means for us here in Gainesville and surrounding areas. Tonight until 8 p.m., low risk of isolated tornadoes along the warm front, minor wind damage, gusts from 40 to 60 miles per hour, and minor damage in hail as well, up to a 1/4 inch in size. Here is the the general area of where those threats are going to be mainly located. Tornado threat, like I said, low risk for tornadoes, wind damage, and hail. However, the greatest chance for those will be in areas just south of Gainesville and Ocala, Cedar Key as well. Let's take it to Don Bartolomucci, which will show us the second round of severe weather and when that will get here.
Thanks, Shawnee. I know we got a lot of information on those cells that are moving into our area right now, but later on this evening, this cold front is going to move up to our north. You can see around 12 a.m. tonight, it's going to be pretty much out of our area, and all those showers that we've been seeing are going to be pretty much gone. And our next chance for that severe weather that we've been talking about is going to be showing up tomorrow, but around 6 a.m., we'll see those showers right around Tallahassee, stretching into the Gulf of Mexico. We can't rule out a possible spotty shower for us in Gainesville and north central Florida for the most part. But as this squall line does move ashore, you can see possible damaging winds for us, and we can't rule out an isolated tornado, but we will keep you updated here on WRUF Channel 6 Mornings Live, starting at 7 o'clock, and we will continue to track this as it moves all the way through our area and out of the area off the coast of Florida. And after this moves through, you can see cool and dry for us for the rest of the day, and we may even see some sunshine for us here in north central Florida after that. Here's my WRUF 6-day outlook. Tomorrow, like I mentioned, strong storms in the morning, mostly from around 10 a.m. to moving out by around 1, maybe 2 o'clock. And then Wednesday will be staying dry. Thursday is dry as well and starting to cool off. You see a cooling trend starting here. Wednesday and Thursday should be pretty beautiful, a little bit cooler, but then we're going to continue to cool off. 61 on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, 57 and 55 degrees. Unbelievably cool temperatures, and check this out for the lows on Saturday and Sunday, 33 and 28. Not the greatest temperatures we'd like to see for the start of spring break. Back to you.
Thanks, Shawnee and Don. Last season, the Gator baseball team advanced all the way to the College World Series.
But Florida has opened this season on a less than stellar note, losing 5 of its first 8 games. Our sports anchor Robert Lopez will join us with more of that and Gator sports. Stay with us.
Good evening. I'm Robert Lopez here with your tour of the sports world. The Florida men's basketball team looked to get revenge on Arkansas this past weekend after being blown out by the Razorbacks in Fayetteville 3 weeks ago. Florida avenged its loss to the Hogs, picking up a 71-54 win Saturday night. The Gators were led by the man-child Patrick Young. Young tallied 14 points and 7 boards. However, the win came with a price as Gator freshman guard Michael Frazier was sidelined with a concussion. Frazier is trying to get back on the court as soon as possible.
He's probably going to get back to at least doing some exercise, if not today, tomorrow. Him being back for Saturday's game is probably still up in the air. I think they have to see how he responds.
Next, Florida heads to Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers tomorrow night. The Vols are coming off a 4-overtime win over Texas A&M and have won 5 straight overall. The men's hoops team wasn't the only Gator squad in action in the O-Dome over the weekend. The top-ranked Florida gymnastics team hosted its final regular SEC season match against 23rd-ranked Kentucky. The Gators edged the Wildcats by 0.9 of a point to improve to 7-1 on the year. While Florida did pick up the win, the team struggled a bit on the beam as it was forced to count a fall toward its overall score. However, the team was very impressive on vault as 3 Gators posted their best scores of their college careers. The Gators will take the floor in the O'Connell Center again on Friday when they host Minnesota at 7. The weekend wasn't nearly as successful for the Florida baseball team as it was swept at home by Florida Gulf Coast. The Gator pitching staff continued to struggle, giving up 23 runs in the 3-game series against FGCU, but the offense didn't play too well either, scoring only 9 runs throughout the weekend, leaving runners in scoring position more than a few times. Florida will try to end its 3-game skid tomorrow when it hosts North Florida at the MAC. But on a brighter note, the Florida lacrosse team continued its hot start to the season, improving to 6-0 with a 17-7 win over Albany. Gator midfielder Shannon Gilroy led the way for Florida. The sophomore recorded a career-high 5 goals against the Great Danes and set a UF single-game record with 8 draw controls. Next up for Florida is a huge game against Syracuse in Miami. The Gators lost to the Orange twice last year, including a 14-13 overtime loss in last year's Final Four. The Gator Pep Band was on hand for more than just the basketball game this weekend. It was also playing at perhaps the biggest Gator women's tennis match of the year against rival Stanford. The match featured last year's national championship participants. Florida pulled out the win in last year's final and was able to do the same this weekend in a 4-2 victory. However, things weren't so good for the men's team, which dropped its 4th consecutive match, losing to Baylor 4-3 at home. Both teams will be in action later this week when the women head to Missouri on Friday and the men host Texas on Sunday. And some football news, guys. Sharif Floyd was at the NFL Combine, former Gator defensive lineman. He ran the 40-yard dash in 4.87 seconds. Can you guys even imagine running that fast?
No, not really.
That's an incredible feat.
And he's kind of a bigger guy, too, but it's really good to see him doing well in his aspirations.
Yeah, his draft stock went way up.
That's fantastic.
Definitely another Gator to be proud of. And we'll have more news after the break. Stay with us.
Count on the NewsHour this week to separate fact from fiction with a sequester. Tonight's PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7 o'clock right here on Florida's 5, WUFT-TV, and it will simulcast on WUFT-FM.
Students and faculty at Idlewild Elementary School are enjoying new renovations today. Project Makeover chooses a school each year in Alachua County to renovate. More than 1,300 University of Florida students spent the weekend working at the school. They painted, put in a new playground, and planted a butterfly garden to create a more dynamic learning environment.
So I think Project Makeover just shows how you can take a community of so many different people from so many different backgrounds and talents and really make a huge difference over the span of one weekend.
Students raise money all year through local businesses and other fundraisers. Project Makeover raised more than $7,000 for the project.
There has been a severe thunderstorm warning issued. Let's turn now to Shawnee Morris for the latest.
All right, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, that is part of Clay and Bradford County. That severe thunderstorm warning is part of that bow echo that I was talking about earlier in the show. This means that we can see winds in excess of 60 miles per hour associated with this cell, and it is moving east at 30 miles per hour. It's going to continue to push toward Jacksonville and Orange Park. We're watching it closely here on WRUF, and we are going to be seeing this cell continue to push eastward, affecting these counties. If you are in this area, in this warning area, you're going to be needing to probably tether down any loose items in your yard, as this system will continue to bring winds, stronger winds into your area. Baldwin, 5:30 p.m. Otis, 5:37 p.m., 5:38 p.m. in Mandeville, I should say. Middleburg by 5:41. So this system is going to continue, the cell, I should say, is continuing to move quite fast. Let's take it back to you.
Thanks, Shawnee, and thank you at home for watching WUFT News First at 5, a production of the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications.
Our news team will bring you another local newscast tomorrow at 5 here on Florida's 5 WUFT-TV. And don't forget to tune into WRUF-TV for the latest on the severe weather. Have a wonderful evening.